Good morning, Wombolobo indeed, Shekere, combination, music, colors, lights, and so much more. We hope that's how your Saturday is coming along so far. Welcome to TVC Breakfast Saturday. I'm Kemi Fola Adeyemo with the one, the only Emmanuel Ajayi.
So excited again
Shekere,
to be
Shekere,
here.
Where's my Shekere now?
There's this Yoruba adage which says that Shekere ki ba won rode banuje.
Absolutely.
And that means that...
Absolutely. Shekere, music, Ibanuje, sadness, that is a no-no.
It's a no-no here.
A no-no.
And that's why we're here again to ensure we give blow-to-blow accounts to Nigerians on events and happenings in the country. And definitely, it's going to be an interesting edition of the program, bumper-to-bumper package on the program this morning. It promises to be interesting, educative, and informative.
Right, and if you can even add so much more in between. Once again, you're welcome. Of course, it's been a very busy week. TVC Breakfast from Monday up until Saturday. And yes, a lot has happened in the week. We'll try to continue to helping you to make sense of all the major happenings in Nigeria and elsewhere. All right, so welcome on board once again. We're starting off now looking at the top stories in the papers this morning. We'll come back, or let's just delve right in.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Starting off with the Saturday Punch newspaper. All right, so let's look at the big story there. South Africa, 7 countries queue to lift Dangote Refinery fuel as marketers await government's approval for import license. And there is more. Heartbreaking tales of Lagos street sweepers denied minimum wage. There's a missing womb controversy, which is also on the Punch. How fibroid surgery turned Ori for Lagos couple. Slain Ogun Pupil's father, my son, hit his head against concrete floor after 40 canes, 150 frog jumps. That's still a lingering controversy. So much anger in the wake of the death of this young boy. FG renovates Vice President's Lagos residence with 5 billion naira. Federal government renovates Vice President's Lagos residence with 5 billion naira. On grid collapse, states ramp up plans for power plants. Fans divided over Davido Wizkid's Burna Boy's Grammy nominations. And on the minimum wage, workers decry hardship as 7 states delay approval. Emmanuel.
All right, now we'll move on to the Guardian weekend this morning. And the big story says, energy crisis in Ivory Coast, why the death of innovative solutions persists. And that's one of the biggest stories on the front page of the Guardian weekend this morning. And the writer here says, why Africa must end dollar-based pricing of crude oil now. Stakeholders, they're talking. And Trump's triumph, media and majesty of democracy. And let's quickly move on to the mascot now. Governor Ahmed is in a hurry to change the story of Sokoto State. Than so they're talking. And why my father bowed out from Shagari's presidency in the first term. Osaro Aloba there. All of the stories there on the front page of Guardian Weekend this morning.
On the front page of the Trust Weekend, detention of minors still a burning issue. Unanswered questions, it says how suspects were picked up from Kano, Kaduna, ferried to Abuja, our experiences in custody, and what the North can learn from this. Home away from home, story of Plateau female domestic workers. On UN Security Council, Nigeria gets Cote d'Ivoire, Gambia, others back in. A glimpse of India's 8th wonder of the world. And back in Nigeria, 56,131 inmates languish in custodial centers over non-implementation of community service. Oshibajo tells Tinubu prioritize Nigerians' welfare. All this in the Trust.
All right, now we'll move on to Saturday Times. And we have outrage in FCT over demolition of Ruga settlement, many displaced. And cultism strong in Nigeria music industry. Oris Wiliki, they're talking. And Nigerian men flooding my DM with sexual demands. Sarah Martins, they're talking. And FG disburses 45 billion naira to primary health care centers and offers free CS to pregnant women in need. And 76-year-old man in trouble for sharing women's photos on Facebook as lovers. AGF raises committee to review bilateral investment treaties NIPC Act. And Vice President Shetima demands more community-oriented leadership and legacy building. And on the masthead, we have Ondo governorship election. General Abubakar's committee leads 18 parties to sign peace accord. All of the stories there on the front page of Saturday Times this morning.
On First News now, Nigeria hits 1,740 naira per dollar as Nigeria's forex crisis deepens. No evidence of forced abortions by military, Human Rights Commission panel says. NAS pledges support for Nigerian power sector reform. CSOs accuse Kyari of refinery sabotage, demand his removal. On Grammy Glory, that's the caption, Thames leads Nigerian artist with triple nominations. Black box recovered, search for missing helicopter passengers continues. Gunmen kill inspector, abduct 2 Chinese nationals in Cross River, and finally, Ukraine receives bodies of 563 soldiers in major repatriation. All right, so these are some of the papers, the top stories in the papers this morning. One of them we will get to talk about some more during the course of the show today, and that's about the detention of the minors. There's still a number of questions
to be answered,
a number of issues, yet unresolved. Yes, the president has given, the leave now
to release
for the boys, for the young alleged offenders to be released, to be freed, with a stern warning: go and sin no more. But what next? That's the big question.
It's a big question on the program this morning, and we have a lawyer to be discussing that on the show. But there are a lot of questions talking about looking at what the allegations were on this young or the minors, so to speak. There's a lot of debate that are they truly minors, but the president, in his fatherly role, said release them. I also have grandchildren at home, but despite all of this, some Nigerians are still questioning the act of alleged treason, and the likes.
Where the court where they were arraigned, and there's so many legal issues, and will I also call it moral, and other issues now that are glaringly in need for serious consideration. We'll get to talk some more on this when we return. Please stay with us. You're watching TVC Breakfast Saturday.